see what's going on, man. I want to put it somewhere, man. Name, character. Trying to build up. See what's going on, man. Oh my goodness. This guy don't know what's going on with it. Trying to see. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Let's try to reason out and see how far we can go. I didn't wash it, so it's somewhat dirty. But I'll try to see what I can do about it, you know. Want to see, man? I never washed it, so I'm trying to see what I can do. But I don't have much to say. Just trying to see what I can do. Anyway, I want to be offline. Come on. Oh, it's nice. Okay, that's good. I'm happy you say it's nice. I'm trying to build up from where I left because your things are bad. Things are very bad. Things are very bad, you know. I'll try my best to see what I can do. For now, I want to leave it there. I want to leave it there. I don't have much to say. I've got very limited time. I'm good. Mystical, how are you? Are you great? What's up? How's Florida? Are you doing good in Florida? Anyway, this is a very boring video because I don't want to show my face. And I want to put what do you call it? That thing we always put at the back. So if somebody doesn't want people to see, you can use yes, for real. I want to show the floor. I don't want everybody to see me. I just want to show the floor. I've got a very old phone here. I want it to retire. I want this phone to retire now. It has done a lot of work for me. I've used it to do blogging and the time has come for it to go to rest. So I was using a phone that was giving me 1, 2, 3, problems. But now it is what it is. I'm happy. I'll say what to do. I'll let you know when my things get better. But not for now. Maybe later. We'll get in touch. So let me try to minimize. Oh, why did I put the light on? I want the light off. Yes, because I don't want a video that is so bright. I want a video that is somehow dull. I've tried to venture into so many businesses that actually nothing much for me today. Because even if I talk, what am I going to talk about? I don't have anything in my mind to tell you. I don't have much. It's cold and I'm stuck with this notion of going to work. I want to go to work, and after I go to work, maybe I can talk later. For now, I know it's going to be very boring because I want to go live the way people want me to go live. I will go live, but I will not show my face. I will just talk a little bit. Yeah, you can enjoy the car because I think the car is much better than my face. You know, as we, if you're not prepared for something, then all of a sudden it happens to be there. You know, you just feel like you're agitated, and that is exactly what is going on. I'm trying to see what I can do because I see my garden here. I have a small garden here. I neglect, but I see the trees are growing. Ah, I'll come to it later. If it's not now, it might be later. My compound is very dirty. I have not cleaned anything. It looks the way it is. So that is it. I wish I can tie the phone here so you can just be seeing me. You see my hood. You don't see me, but you see my hood. Because since morning I have not seen somebody passing here. So the Lord is very quiet. It's very boring to live here. Very, very boring. Nobody is walking, no car is moving. It's Sunday afternoon. The Lord is quiet. Very, very quiet. I haven't seen anybody even taking a jog, walking here. So it is what it is. I don't know how we're gonna call it. But I'm grateful that I'm alive and everything else is going well. It's working according to the plans. And I will not hesitate to tell you guys you're being so good to me. And walking through this journey which is so tiring. And I do believe time is coming for the change to materialize. I'm grateful. It is what it is. I want to see if I leave this one here. Today I'm not in the mood of showing you my face at all. At all. That's one of the main reasons I don't want to go online. I'm not in that state. For now, I don't have anything to offer. I'm just, doing it for the sake of doing it. So, There isn't much to say, but I'll keep on trying to sensitize you when the topic becomes, you know, uh, I don't know where you're watching from, but it's good to challenge each other and have some conversation that actually is meaningful, conversation that is able to take us somewhere. And I do expect more people to join me here to try to challenge these. Anyway, I've not done live stream for quite some time, and I decided to go live because I support some people like Mystical. And Mystical, I will not call you Mystic-Tok, I'll call you Mystical because I used to be a fan of Mystical. You remember that Mystical guy? Anyway, we need to come together and try to reason out what needs to be done. How's Florida taking you so far, my dear? Are you doing great there? How's the family? Is everything fine? I'm grateful I need to come live. But the work is a problem. The work I do doesn't guarantee me to have a chance to come live and talk because it involves a lot, softwares. I'll try as much as possible to go live. Whenever I get a chance, I will. I'll try because you guys, how are your channels going? How are the channel going on there? Because I think it's like they're doing much better. So have you cashed out from your monetization? Maybe monetization has something to cling on. Laura. I'll not call you Laura. Hi, how are you? I'll call you Aura. Aura. Laura, you're always doing those great walks. I always look at your video when you're making, walks. But the one that touched me is that time, Laura, when you went to go and fix is it your mother's house? You are creating the compound, you are cleaning the compound. There were so many things that you're doing in that house. And I was grateful. I saw you being very active, energetic, and that was very good move. You did it with your hands. I really enjoyed that video you did. I was grateful. Anyway, Laura, how is California? Los Angeles, I hope everything is going well. And then Miss TikTok, there's that walk you did with your family. You walked somewhere, and I was like, wow, you can push distance. That is grateful. Otherwise, thank you so much, Laura, for coming here to check on me. 2 minutes, 3 minutes matters a lot to me. Anyway, I have not been live for quite some time. The reason why I have not been live is because I have been having work and I was trying to balance the schedules and workload. It is what it is. And then when you get a chance like this one, you make use of it. You talk to people, you go live, people listen to you. Yeah, oh, it's well. I'm far from LA, close to San Francisco. Oh, okay, San Francisco. That is good. Raul, I'm so happy. I have not visited you, but I will visit you when time comes, and I'll be grateful to see what you're talking about. I really, really enjoy, being here with people I know. People have been there. We've been meeting there. Mama Lungi, she is the pillar of everything, and she's doing great. Nelly, they're all doing great. I've seen them, and Success, they're all doing great. They're all doing great. They're all doing great. Oskida, he's doing great with farming technologies and all those things he does. I always watch them. So I hope we will catch up and move forward to something constructive that will build us in a diverse way. All of us, we need to be together, to come together as a team and try to enlighten one another. What's the innovations? Where are we heading to? Because if you have observed of recent, content creation now, because of the AI, uh, I'll just jump the border from Ontario, Canada. It's just there. Uh, I think content creation now is, if you're creating content, and that content, it's not real you, you're using AI, that content will not be monetized. That's a new law. And if you have observed from 2024, people have not been making so much money with the content because the system already captured 60% of the world mindset. What are they thinking? Where is their theory of thinking revolving around? Now, when you started now generating with the AI, you become irrelevant, and the system doesn't want that. So now we will try to push and to be unique in content creation, and that is the only way, through sharing ideas, through learning new tricks, through engaging. If you know something Miss TikTok is aware of, you can contact her. If you know something Laura knows, you can talk to her, you share, because there's a lot of junks that is becoming meaningless, and some of the things that makes me not even to go live is because if I don't have something to talk about that I know will make a society impactful, or I'll get a response, definitely that makes me to avoid, because that 1 hour, 2 hours I spend online and I'm telling people nothing will not produce results, value. So even if it is in case of monetization, nobody will revisit that content. It becomes junk, it can't pay. So sometimes, like the way Miss TikTok, or you just engage, going out, when you buy something, like the way you bought the camera, you demonstrated, the way you breed juices, garden, walk, those things, they're very important. Outdoor workouts, giving stories about past, heritage, those things, they're very important, like the way you do it. The way Raura used to show us the streets in LA, San Francisco, San Barbara, San Diego, all those places. Uh, that one is very, very important because it is something somebody can repeat again and again and watch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch again and again and again. And you are creating awareness, you are creating imaginative, you are creating realities, you are creating, responses. And those responses is what builds the community that will get attracted to you, because to hold on 50 people, 100 people to your channel, to be with them, in order for them to be able to listen to you, and they come again and again and again and again, and then it becomes a pattern. You must be talking about something, That's quite hilarious. Or generally, they like you, they love you, they just like the way you spend time with them. I'm very sure all what we do revolves around that. So that makes me now not to go live sometimes if I don't have something that I know will be impactful. And now, if you get hold of people who are interactive, responsive, not abusive, but are there to help you understand where you don't understand or engage the conversation. Maybe you want just to have good time with the people. Definitely, uh, you feel sense of belonging. You even create, you know, good value for the input, and very few people knows about this. But we need to interact. I don't know everything, but what you know, you should also contribute. So when you contribute, we engage, we talk, we build a society. Because the people that are following you, these are the people, when the channel is very young, they're the people you need. When even your channel will reach 200,000, 100,000, 50,000 people, there are some people you exclusively say, I need these people all along because this is the group that has been there for me. It's a group that you spend even a minute commentating about and talking about because you have a history together. You know, corporations, they were not just born. People sat down behind the curtains. They fought, they evaluated, they loved, they became so imaginative and passionate until they reached a goal to say we have found a threshold, the fundamental base where we're going to elevate from. And that is it. And then everything now ray out professionally, and then you become multi-international. Right now, even when you are, yes, Mystical, yeah, I'm trying, yes, Laura, I guess it is intentions, or sometimes who you start with is not who you end with. Yeah, 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 that one. Yeah, it's not who you end up with. That is true. That is true. And remember, though, sometimes who you start with is not who you end with. Yeah, 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 it happens. It happens. Even in relationships, you find yourself not with who you started with. And I wanted to talk about that relationship and marriages and family ties, my experience. But that topic, I'll need mature people, people who will be willing to offer samples of their past or samples of their experience in order for us to be able to walk the journey of discussion. Now, I see, yeah, Mystical, you're saying you're trying. Yes, you're trying. I know you're trying. And then I have um, uh, Laura saying, I guess it is intentions. Yeah, we underline intentions or purpose. Yeah, of why one does YouTube as well. Yes, yes, yes. What is the intention? What is the purpose? Why you're doing the YouTube as well? So then you must be good to understand what Laura is saying. Uh, remember, though, sometimes who you start with is not who you end with. That is true. Mystical. The people you begin with, the pillars, sometimes you don't end up with them because of variety of reasons. Others they drop along the way. Others they find it not worth. Others they find it interesting. And then when you're achieving, you find another group that is overwhelmed by your presence or the issues or whatever you try to talk about there. Okay, it's a testing praise, not a resting praise. Laura, that is a very deep topic. People are walking away from marriages, relationships that are toxic. You know, this is a very big topic. Very, very. We have to classify it in different categories and declassify it into different categories because marriages in Western world, if you're born in Western world and raised in the Western world, the type of the marriage you're exposed to or you're gonna encounter is totally different from the marriage of somebody born in Africa or in Asia or Middle East or Eastern Europe. You know, those they're different patterns. So, and yes, I will, but I will need people who are willing to participate. It's not a topic that I can handle alone because people ask you questions you will not be able to answer. Marriages and relationships, you know, Laura, you're saying, you say it's a testing place. I think you want to keep a debate going on here because why do you say it's a testing place, not a resting place? Marriage is difficult. It's difficult. And people are converting marriage into life partnership, or companionship. Like now, there's another guy I was talking with. He was telling me, I don't need love, I don't need marriage, I need a companion. Well, so, how can you have a companion without commitment? No. Or streamer, so person can come up and speak. Okay, I'll try. Uh, Apart from having children around you or very close people around you, there's that time you need somebody to empty yourself to and expect that person to resonate with your rhythm so that you can feel you're optimized or you're there. This one I'm talking about general satisfaction, a pillar you can confide. And that is what is lacking because it is not yet well established, or people are bypassing the fact and jumping into unnecessary expectations with the hidden agendas or maybe something like that. This topic is about tolerance. It's a wide topic that categorically, from Christian perspective, like I am, it's a foundation of, reproduction, foundation of grace, it's a foundation of love, patience, tolerance, accommod- being accommodative, you know. Uh, from Islamic perspective, it's it's not. I don't want to craft the ideology, but it's like a dominion. It's like ownership, dominance, because it's a man dominating a woman, loving her and dominating her at the same time. It's very deep. Your royalty, as the Catholic Church says, a wedding is a day, a marriage is a lifetime. Love is not a feeling but an action, and you choose to love your spouse each day. People are failing to love, Raula. People are failing to love. People are failing to love. People are failing to love. That's what I will tell you. What you present is not what you get. And that is where the problem is. You present overwhelmingly with least expectation, but what hits you back is change of fortunes. No. So I don't want to talk about that topic today. In fact, it will distract me from the vibe I have because I'll now start digging the mental archives and trying to push forward. That's what you think love is. And a lot of people go in marriages to just gain material things. Love is 5%. Uh, Mystical, you're saying a lot of people go in marriages to just get material things. Love is 5%. Let me post there. Have you been on social media quite often and in a diverse way, particularly targeting Western bloggers and content creators? Have you seen what is going on in TikTok, in YouTube, in Facebook? You know, the topics people are putting there. It's all about brain game. It's all about defense. You know, it's it's all about protectionism. You know, the inner core of self-centered. Because why should you stay with me 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? Then all of a sudden, you wake up and say, this guy is very rich. I want to walk away. I want to walk away. And you just decide to walk away. And what is making you to walk away? For instance, can you go and dig on this topic? And I give you a rough example of what I want you to read about. Go online, Google about Tony Blackstone and Badman's story. I know most of you have heard about it. Dating for 16 years, wedding on 17th year, on 18th year, no, on 17th year. After 2 weeks of wedding, Tony Braxton filed for a divorce and said, I love Badman so much, I have to divorce him. Mr. Ko and Raura here, they are engaging in conversation. Let me see what they're saying. And a lot of people go in marriages to just gain material things. Love is 5%. Yes. Yeah, it's happening. At a Disney princess and fairy tales have created expectations that are not ever after type situation. Disney princesses and fairy tales. Yes, the fairy tales. Yeah, they have created expectations that are not happy ever after type situations. That is it. It is what it is. Theatrics. Okay, Mystical, your opinion. Yeah, it is true. It is true. The very thing is, yes, love ain't real normal. Mystical, why are you into defense like this? It's there. It's there. You have not made it. It is there. I know it is there. Hmm? Laura is saying what you bring to the table. Don't push me back to, sometimes what you bring back to the table. Now, for instance, look at yourself, Mystical. I'll give you, I'll give example with you. If I propose you, what do I have to bring on the table? Look at the lifestyle you live. Do you think I can afford? Do you think I can afford that lifestyle? Anyway, God have mercy. Laura is saying love is real too. I don't know. But you know, the problem is the people around you. When I talk about the people around you, I'm talking about the in-laws. And apart from in-laws, we have the extended family and the nuclear family. To fit there, there's dislike and likes. And when you leave your mother and father, you become one. People should respect that. There's some people when you get married, either brothers or sisters, or mostly brothers or sisters, and parents, some parents, especially mothers, they like poking their nose, you know, there in their son's marriage, in their daughter's marriage. What are you doing there? You know, this was not the topic of the day, but I found it quite interesting trying to figure it out, and I see Laura is saying romantic love in the movies may be twisted. Yeah, it is twisted. Movies is just a movie. It's just giving hallucinations and illusions, and those things. It is what it is. What you see there, if you try to practice it in your homestead, definitely it will give you a setback you have never witnessed before. And we don't need to go to that level. By the way, guys, I had so much stress, and I decided to go live because I'm lonely and all that stuff. So, some factors we need to put into consideration. And Laura is saying, I dislike that value thing and table thing I hear. Why do you dislike value thing and table things I hear? That one is quite deep. You need to clarify there. Huh? Mystical, I'm good, but is what I'm seeing out there. Yeah, mystical, you're good. I know you're a good person. You're very resilient. I know you. The little I know you. For a while, you have presented yourself. I know you're a good person, and you, you know, you set what it is. It is what it is. Yes, yes. I'm a simple person, and I believe both should or can work together to accomplish. Definitely, you draw the line, and you say, "Here's the starting point," and that is the foundation, and then everything else will roll out. You play your role, I play my role, and then it's not about who brings more or what, but there's this narrative: women are earning more money than men, and it is becoming difficult to date. This narrative is everywhere, even in Canada, even in whole of Europe, even Africa, urbanized population. The narrative is now becoming the way it is. I don't know much about in Caribbean, but I think is a stereotype. Is what it is. You know, can you tame? I'm sorry to say, but these are my friends who are here, so I can talk because they're people I know. I have 3 friends. So when a woman earns more and the guy doesn't earn more, unless the woman has wisdom, and unless men, they just want to be the ones. But if the woman who is falling in love with you, or the woman you're dating, she's I'm going material now, she's having more, how will that, you know, work around for long, not for a while, for long? Because the pattern of having a relationship is to focus on the future. So how will that build up? And if it is building up, unless you know how to work with finances, unless you know how to work with relations, communication, respect, you know, and don't over, sometimes you overlook things with the respect. Not overlook with the disrespect, you overlook things with respect. And then you prepare psychologically, you know, to admit, yeah, she is there. So that one is something else I also don't want to talk about at the moment. And I'm a simple person. I believe, yeah, I read that one. Raura is saying, I'm a pieces. If you love me, we can live in a tent and eat on the floor and need no table. Laura, I know you can do that. I know you can do that. It might sound nasty, but I know you can do that because you believe in respect and love. Oh, I know. I have seen it happening, but not many can do that. I know a girl, she left her job and boyfriend. She said if she has a man, she said if she has a man, she should not work. He, the man, should pay all the bill. She's sick and lazy to me. She lacked wisdom. I don't want, we people, especially in the West, you know the story. And to discuss that, we need to dissect as a panel because if you want the man to pay all the bills, you know, you shouldn't work. You have education, you have skills, you have talent, maybe even, or you have business mind, but you don't want to put it to practice because the guy is working, so you stay. Are you building or you're destroying? How will you feel when, okay, he'll provide, he gives out, you want to make your hair, he gives money, you want to go to buy a few things, he gives you money. But there's what we call personal development capacity that motivates the inner you as a human being, sense of belonging. How will you activate that? Because that can only be, there are some things I cannot buy for you, I cannot do for you. You have to do them yourself, and you don't need to rely on me. So that's why you need income. Maybe you have a passion to build a house, you have a passion to help people where you come from back home. You cannot come to dig in my pocket if there's no agreement for that. So you want to do those things, and if you have respect, you tell me, honey, I have some money here, I want to do something back where I come from. If Then I'll tell you, yeah, go ahead, I don't even need to know, but you have informed me. I will not restrict you, I will not tell you no, you shouldn't. No, just go ahead and do it because you told me. You understand? But now when you say the man should pay the bill according to this statement here by Mystical, you know that girl, anonymously and allegedly. No, if she does that, what if the guy loses the job? And maybe he's not business minded. Then how will you survive? If you did a wedding, you know, and you signed putting up those things, if I've lived in America, you know what I'm talking about. So you walk away with money or properties. So relationship was transactional. There was no, ethics spotted there. The very thing, that type of thing, reduces humans to a commodity. Hey, Laura, that is deep. It seems so blatantly blunt and shallow on social media. Yes, very shallow. Absolutely right. Collectively, black man, it's not what you earn, it's what you do with it. Hey, I'll put you to test, Mystical. I'll put you to test on this. It's not what you earn. There's some girls, there's some, some ladies. They'll tell you this is not enough. This is not enough, so what next? You don't want to lower your standard of living. You say it's not enough. You know how tormenting that thing is. You put me into loans, credits. I want to prove a point. And because if I'm clever, like me as a Kenyan, what I can do, if I find that is not enough and you're putting pressure on me, I would open a business for you. I don't want anything from that business. I don't want anything. That business is your motivation. I'll be evaluating it after a period of time to see how you're doing, if you have business skills. Why? Because this you're saying is not enough, is because you have fantasy of expectations, a bucket full of goodies, expectations. No. Laura, that is terrible. She did that to him. TikTok. Some men are leaving the West for Southeast Asian women who will appreciate what they have. Laura, don't go to that topic. I told you it's deep. We, we are called passport bros. Passport girls too, they're there. Southeast, people are, okay, they're going there. Let's call a spade a spade. We have seen it. It's happening. Even in Caribbean, they're going there to Colombia, they're going to Brazil. Now they have discovered even Africa. They're doing it. They're flooding Africa. That feminism, you know, they're looking for. I don't think it is there. That's another deep topic. Very deep. Indeed, very, very deep. Because there's misinterpretation and misrepresentation of the character by the bloggers and the people, content creators, and all those people. And it is flooding. It's everywhere. Online, people are talking about it. You have even come across those contents. What kind of an image does it present for the West? You know, and when you go to this Southeast with American dollar, you want to go and get a woman there. The excitement which is there in those villages where you're going, it will make you feel like you are honored. You're not honored, you're being taken advantage of. If your spouse is not able to protect you or to fight for you or to say this is the limit, you need a spouse or a partner who can protect you. We are going to this place, expect this, expect that. Don't feel like you owe them. Feel like you're learning. And me, I would stand in between to shield you from these predators. Because even that one in Southeast is not love. It's taking advantage of excitement about being in United States. Someone who has never been in US is the one who can get excited. But some of us, we have lived in US, we have seen, we have done a lot. So we have left, we have gone to other places. So it will depend. And this thing of Southwest, Laura, you know what? Here you're talking about those men who are earning $50,000, $70,000 a year. That's not six figure. So most of the time you even get into debts to survive. They don't. These girls in the West, they don't want those kind of guys because they say they don't have money. And if they go to Philippines, Taiwan, mostly Philippines, and I think Indonesia, Vietnam, they are going to those places, and Thailand. $200 is a lot of money. It's a lot. Seth, hi, and okay. Old white women learn it Caribbean for young men. Law. I did a topic about Caribbean and what is going on there. Sometimes back, and Caribbean is a hotbed for old women, especially in Jamaica, Dominican Republic. They are going there to restart their engine after staying in Alaska for quite some time. You know, Laura, you have information. I say you know. All white women running to Caribbean for young men. Yes, they are going to sunbathe there in Caribbean to do massage. You know, have you ever gone to Montego Bay, to Kingston, Jamaica? You know, or you go to Costa Rica, Panama. Those young boys there, they know how to massage people. You pay with whatever you're gonna pay with, but they know how to motivate people to massage, to give you the services you want. Yeah, the American dollar and love of it. American dollar is sweet when you're not in America. But when you're in America, even $1,000 is nothing. It's totally nothing. If it doesn't come often and in large quantity, it's nothing. So love for it is bringing people this far. Person to think like that. That's a worthless person to think like that. Oh, mystical, that is a good statement. Mystical, I may have misunderstood. Did your friend leave the guy or never gave him a chance in first place? That's a question being asked. You may have misunderstood, but actually that is not misunderstood. Uh, okay, okay, she had him. They lived together. She had a good job, was working from home, and she left it and leave him. Two, if she was working and she had a good job, why did she pack bags and go? What contributed to that? Maybe she was tired of this guy. That's all I can see. Or she got what she wanted, or she found someone more attractive. You know, there's a time when this feeling of being close to each other reaches a point whereby it's not there anymore. So what is there is respect and tolerance. You understand? Until you discover that spark again in relationship later on in life or somewhere. Because this is a journey. It's not something you're starting today, especially when the kids are involved. It's something that comes and go. So people need to eat, need shelter, but the desire to just have so much is weird to me. Greed or showing off. Wow. Yeah, convenient. To be convenient in basics. And that's a simpler term, what Laura is saying here. And I really appreciate that, Laura, because you need to eat, shelter, but the desire to have so much is weird to me. Greed or showing off. Most of the people, the reason why most of these marriages and relationships are breaking is because people want to show off. They just want to, to feel, yeah, this is what it is. I score the shots, you know, and that greed is what is making everyone to run around, which is not a good thing. How she really hurt that man. Yes, she did. And I'm very sure she did hurt that man. Because the man was working, she was working, and everything was running very well. All of a sudden, then the things start changing. Yeah, that is it. So I do not have a passport, and if I find myself Wanting a young man, I would take a cruise and jump off the ship first in deep water before I would be dislodged and travel. Oh, what do you mean? Why should you do that? I do not have a passport. And if I find myself wanting a young man, what will he do to you? Unless you know those women who have money, wealthy, they want excitement. And these old men can't do that excitement they want. So they look for fantasy. Now they realize I'm on top of the world, and what I need now is a young man to do this, to do me dirty, to do me, passion, all this stuff. So that's what it is. And we won't say that it is not happening. We know it is happening, but how to adjust and change? That's where the problem is. Because to change, it will take time to transform. Yeah, they get scammed. Look at what is happening in Nigeria. Nigeria is a hotbed of scammers. All these West Africa countries, Ghana, Ghana, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Senegal, Nigeria, those places are hotbed for scammers. And if people don't listen, they don't hear. Gambia. Gambia has a very big history with British women, old British women, 60, 70 years old women, British pensioners, women, and men. We call them sex tourists. They are flooding that country because somebody gave them a narrative that there are virgin girls there and virgin boys there. So when they go there as a sex tourist, they entrench themselves in the society. They flood there with money. Sometimes they're even traveling. The British women are traveling as a group going to Gambia. Do those videos, check on the YouTube. Sex tourists, old British women, mostly British. Americans, mostly they go to Caribbeans. Yeah, those sex tourists, all Thailand mostly. But British, Gambia. I got a bit scammed by a West African. West Africa, not all are bad. I'm not saying that they're bad, but they are too clever. And what they do, they use magical powers to get you. And those incantations they do, that is a business. They know if they catch you, you won't escape. Because I don't understand how you can sell your properties, you sell everything. 60 years old woman from America going to Lagos in Nigeria, Accra, to meet a 24 years old man and his family, and you're holding flowers, saying you came to do a wedding with your husband in front of his uncles and everybody. It's a game of cons. Out of desperation, because in America, people are very lonely. Now this guy is charming you, six pack, and doing all those things you do online, and then you feel I'm going there. Recently I did a survey and I came across a TikToker who was talking about an American woman who died in Nigeria after having traveled all the way from America to come and meet a 22 years old boy. That boy, they had fantasy until the woman passed out. What was he proving to her? You're not going back to America. I need you, and this is the place to be. So she did what she had to do, and he did what he did. You have stayed in cold for so many years in America, Now Now you want to come to Africa, you find a man who is eating organic food, energetic guy, full of fun. Do you think you'll go back? These are tales which are going on. And anyway, I'm getting out of the topic, but I'm not going personal. I'm trying to reason out why should these things happen the way they're happening. And all these marriages and scams and material things and so many things going on. And to get out of this, you need to be extra genius. Extra genius. Because I'm not saying that we are not in love, we don't have relationships. They're there. People need to be loved. Even if you want, there's a time. There are things your son cannot do, your mother cannot do, your daughter cannot do, your aunt, your niece, your nephew cannot do, money cannot do. You need a human touch, a human presence. I was a sponsor long ago. Lola! Lola, are you told me you're married. Or you're not. Go and scammed. I feel I did the immigration crap. He was here in USA on a diplomatic visa. You did an immigration crap. So the guy is deported. This is a very Trump should remove him. This is a why is he? Where is he? Well, you're very funny. Where was he from, by the way? Because that's something you need to dig deep. Where was he from? People are doing migration crap. I know. No, he is now. No, he is a USA citizen now. Trump should remove him. Gosh, you have given somebody citizenship there. Guinea-Bissau. Oh. But you are still dating in Africa. I think so. I think you're still dating in Africa. Once you taste Africa, it's very hard to get out. And there's this spark between the white and the black. When they meet, it doesn't end. I've seen it, I know. You are born in cold. The black man is born in the equatorial climate, hot climate somehow, moderate. So, if he charges you, it becomes something else. It becomes something else. Immigration crap. That's the phrase of the day. Why did you leave him? Why? What happened? I would like to know. This man lied to get in USA. So what are you gonna do now? He's in USA. Huh? Guys, let me tell you one thing. To be in USA without skills, you do manual jobs. Without, especially if you're the best people to go to USA is the technical people who can do hardy jobs, plumbers, electrician, such kind of people, carpenters, masons, drivers, such kind of AC technicians, mechanics, hairdressers. Those are the people to go to US. Tailors. Those are the people to go to US. But not people who are having blue collar skills. America is not for you. Or people without any skill at all. You just want to go there. It won't work for you. He lied to military. He came on a diplomatic visa to help train soldiers, whereas to learn. Hey, and then you thought you got a husband. You got into it. Not really. Mystical. Hey, I would like to hear your story because I know you're also having stories you don't want to talk about. He lied about his age. Laura, I think you're having a relationship in East Africa, right? If I'm not wrong, I think you're having a relationship in East Africa. Yeah, I heard you mentioning something like that in your one of your blog. It's like it's easier to get a job in America than Jamaica. He made himself 10 years younger. Wow. And then you thought you got a man. It's than Jamaica. Okay, I get you, mystical. Jamaica is a bit, Jamaica, it's even worse because uh, Jamaica, Jamaica, there's oppression. Let me say that. It's a place I've been to. So people, they still have these presidency, manipulation, power, you know, even the police, you know, intimidations, and colonial masters, they are still holding some resources there, In Jamaica, I know what you're saying. And that system in Jamaica is not even good in terms of, oppressing people, They, apart from being an African or being a Caribbean, there's this oppression system still going on there. Marginalization, even by the very own system, compressing and, you know, people down. Immigration crap was in order. I never wanted to deal with immigration ever again. Oh, okay. Yeah, East African. Yeah, you told me. I think you said Uganda or something like that. Oh, sometimes you should do him interview. We see him. We know we have to do CC and EDC. Okay. To qualify, he made himself. Okay, right. Yeah. Uh, yeah, it is easy to get jobs in America. Yeah, it is true. America is easy if your papers are in order. You can come, you secure a job, then you get out of US, you work in remote, like some of us. You log into the portal, you work, you do assignment, you do what you're supposed to do, you submit, you do webcams, you do presentation if needs be, and then you earn the dollar when you're away. That is a good reality, but very few people understands that. So, Mystic Tico, you're not telling us about your relationship because Laura here is talking crazy things to an extent. Hey, military immigration cramp, He told me I was being scammed. Low, I cried. I let him stay. He got his paperwork and left. His wife from Africa in a city near me. So how did you give him papers? Was it marriage or what is it? What was it? What was it all about? Was it marriage or what was it? Because there we need to figure out. I have been online for the last 1 hour 10 minutes. I am left with only 20 minutes, and then I'll wait up and maybe I'll check online later on. I see who is going to go online, and then we can take it from there. But this topic is quite interesting. It's just a afternoon Sunday talk that we are engaging. We are not even many, we're just a two or three, and it's working because you are commenting, we are elaborating, we are opening up, we are discussing, we are giving people hope. Whoever will do this podcast live and see what we're talking about will say these guys actually, they really talked about sensible facts, matters that are affecting the society we are living in. and I've regained energy. I was so down. I was sleeping, and I said, "Let me just go live. I see what's gonna happen." I didn't know some people can hold on for long like that. Anyway, I'm grateful. Uh, who told you that you're being scammed, Laura? Because 70% of Americans they have succumbed to this, and this is the industry. Their masterminds are West Africans and Indians. You know, Indians and Chinese. They're, they they're the ones who are having these. They have even, FBI agents have been traveling all the way to Africa and all the way to India to pick characters that have been involved in scamming and been, extra expedited all the way to America to answer charges of fraud because they have taken millions of money from people. And that is it. It is what it is. His country had a war. He was now here on temporary protection status. He paid his country to release his obligation to return. Oh, okay, that's good. I hope he's doing great and you made peace with it. Yeah, now you become good friends. Okay, so that is great. That's interesting, interesting, interesting. Yeah, America is not a joke when it comes to those things because everybody wants papers there, and very few people. It's only the natives can give you papers. Somebody from outside coming getting papers in America cannot give another person paper. It becomes very difficult. I don't know why. So it is what it is, and we are grateful that at least we have opened up and we have discussed a few things here that are affecting the society. So next time people will be cautious, will be patient, will be, willing to learn and also do what you call background check on some stuff, some things, because it's becoming a reality, a very big reality. Laura, I don't know when you're gonna go live. I want to say what you have. The ship did not help until his country released him. Oh, okay. Yeah, he had to be released. Okay, that is good. That is good. You did a great job. Now the guy is living his American dream, which is good. He's enjoying his stay in US. And maybe he is fruitful. He has succeeded. It was a mess. The moment you mentioned you did an immigration crap, I knew what you were talking about. So that's what it is. We're gonna hope for the best. Everybody wants what is good, not what is not good. And that thing of British women and American women, well, he had a stroke. What happened to him? I'm going shopping now. Catch up again, BlackMan. Bye, Miss Laura. Drive safe, my dear. Wherever you're going, buy me chicken nuggets and send over to me. Like chocolate. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mystical. I'm grateful. So, these stories are plenty, and people are not willing to talk about them. There's one guy on TikTok, he's talking about American scams and how impactful they are to the society. Have you ever seen an old man getting a gun, a shotgun, to shoot his laptop in front of a camera because the laptop lied to him that he was being robbed somewhere in Africa? I've seen these cases after sending millions of dollars. Now you want to shoot. I'm going to shoot my laptop with a shotgun because it lied to me. Affair is going on and it's nothing. These situations are happening. They're there. I've seen them. I've seen them. But before you convince somebody to pour out such kind of money, to convince somebody to cough out that kind of money, it is not easy. Yes. Okay, Mystical, bye. You're saying you may go live while? Okay, I'll check on you. It's not nice playing with people's feelings. Yes, yes, it's very wrong. It's very wrong because it is hurting. It's hurting. One side is very much committed, the other side is just a play game, cut off the mouse. How that thing works. It's so bad. Because I have, and this mostly it is affecting women, and mostly American women. I don't know why. You know, it is easy for women to give money than men. Women, it's because they have this love as mothers. I don't understand because 70% of the victims, they are women, not men. Women. If a man happens to be scammed, he happens to be very old, and it's not $20,000, $5,000. We are talking about millions. It has happened. It has happened. It has happened. And I have seen it, those cases of FBI agents coming all the way and going all the way to catch the criminals. You just wonder, how do these people outsmart the system, siphon the money out, convince a client, you take away money, and that is it. Huh? That one becomes very difficult. You don't need to be genius to know these things. Anyway, I'm on 1 hour 20 minutes. Thank you so much, Laura, for being there for me. I'm sorry I have to go, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for being there. I'll blog again tonight, 10 a.m. So have a good day. Have a good night, Laura, my precious. I love you so much. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye for engaging me, and that is loyalty. Thank you so much.